7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hello everyone, this is Danny Lambert with Plush Republic. Today we'll be going over a really cool topic, which is what are UTMs or UTM parameters. These were invented by a company called Urgent Software Corporation. UTM stands for Urgent Tracking Module, and Google had acquired them a while back, and they were essentially what ultimately became the Google Analytics product, which allows you to analyze all sorts of information about your website and product traffic. And what UTMs do specifically is allow you to track how people are finding your website, where they're coming from, and then ultimately group these various people by the way they found you, what they were searching for, and seeing how that traffic performed on your site. So if you're running 1,000 different campaigns and you want to track the effectiveness of each one of them online, that is what UTMs allow you to do. So as you can see in my URL bar right now, we have plushrepublic.com. Sometimes you'll see something that looks like this. And it can take many different formats. This is called a query component. So this is a great article on Stack Overflow called "What is the difference between URL parameters and query strings?" This answer right here explains it. A query component starts with this question mark that I showed you right here, and can be followed by any assortment of various things. Right here are a bunch of examples, and there's many different ways that web developers use this, including a key value pairing, which is what we see here, right? Like key value. UTMs are just a standardized version of a query component that the Urgent Software Company created to track web traffic. So essentially it leverages a couple of different standardized query components to allow you to track your website traffic. So I'll show you what those look like. You have medium, source, campaign name, and campaign content, and there's also another one called keyword. So when you put in these various values for these things, it'll allow you to track them in Google Analytics. So let me show you an example. If I take my website, plushrepublic.com, and I drop the URL in here, and I can share this sheet underneath the video so you guys can leverage it as well. Say I was running example campaign 1, and I was creating this URL today, which is 3/7/2020, and it was created by me. The URL would be my website, and say this was going to be an ad that I placed on Facebook. I would make the source Facebook. I would make the medium cost per click. The campaign name, maybe I would make it example campaign-1. And the content in this case, say I'm running a single image ad. That spits out this URL on my sheet that then has UTM source equals Facebook, UTM medium equals CPC. So this UTM underscore source is just a query component, but it's the standardized one that Google Analytics and other analytics softwares understand. So it has to be in this specific format for Google Analytics to receive it. So let me show you how this works by visiting this URL and then pulling it up in Google Analytics and then showing you why this is important. So you take this URL, I'll open up a new window and I will visit it. So nothing changes about the website experience, but if I go to my Google Analytics account and I go to an overview of real-time traffic, it shows that I have one visitor in Austin, Texas, which is me, and then I want to see traffic sources for that visitor. Now you'll see the cost per click and the source of medium. So that is what those UTMs have now allowed me to track within Google Analytics. So where this becomes important is if I'm sharing the same URL across, like Twitter, LinkedIn, multiple different ad formats, I want to be able to track which one of those advertising platforms is more effective, which style of ad is more effective in conversions, right? If I do single image or carousel or in-mail messages, there's so many different forms of advertising and ways that people are getting to your site, organic traffic, referrals. I want to make sure that I'm able to track every single one of those clicks from those places and how all of those individual sessions performed. So ultimately what it is UTMs are bits of code, as you can see here, that are appended to your URLs that allow you to more effectively track how people are finding your site, what they're doing on your site, and then being able to analyze the way that traffic performs over time. And you can simply create them by using a sheet like this. There's also many tools online. Effin' Amazing has a good UTM creator tool that tracks them all in its own application. But over time, this is really important to make sure that everyone is using the same syntax, because if I were to create one that was CPC and Facebook, just swapping source and medium, that would be tracked completely different in Google Analytics, and you would have to rectify that in the way that you run your reports. So it's a good way, it's a good practice to standardize how you set UTMs by using a sheet like this or using an online tool, and making sure that you have UTMs on every single link that you're putting out the door to make sure that you can effectively track that in a tool like Google Analytics. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully you have a better understanding of what UTMs are and how to leverage them. And I'll be making more content on it like this. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and there'll be a lot more like it to come. Thanks again, guys.
You crazy mother.